All right, welcome everyone. We are here for the week 2 match between the Ravaging Rabbats and Don't Blink. I'm going to be your caster today of Giants, starting with my chair 2 here, Dre,
Hello.
and our wonderful Cam here, Swift. Everyone be nice to him in the comments. This is his first time camming. So, um, yeah, this is a new thing for all of us, I think. Well, first, this is my first cast of season 2. I think, Dre's, is your first cast this season.
Yeah, this is my first cast for this season, but I'm excited for it.
I'm here for it, and I'm excited as well. And of course, like I said before, this is Swift's first. Pretty standard stuff that we're going to be seeing in this game, I think. Maybe some targeted bans to Optic, who is very particular in the way that he plays the game. Looks like we have unqueued for this spectate, or something may have crashed. But I did see a Bakasura and a Kabrakan ban against the Rabbats, which is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I totally agree. When you ban those two characters, you assume that you're going to get ran at by the enemy team. So I feel like they're going to play a safe comp and wait for late game to actually get anything going.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with Kabrakan, who is someone very well known from Optic. He plays a lot of it in solo. He even plays it in mid and jungle as well as in support. He'll play it in ADC if his team lets him, let's be honest. But yeah, it's a pretty feared pickup. Now, I'm not too sure how strong it is anymore with the new durability patch and all of that, but probably could still one-shot someone, especially with the one stun into the ulti. I think you're doing a little bit of an overkill, like you never even had to use the tremors to kill someone. So we'll see. I wonder if they're going to be banning his Naja, which is something that he has been using pretty much every single game, or if they're going to be countering it by playing something like a Kleena to match the assassins in solo lane.
I feel like after a nerf to Kalina and her overall playstyle, the only way you can play her is in solo lane now. And even
Yeah,
then, I don't think it's that much of a detriment to the team as long as you can lock her down and find a way to get her away from the walls.
yeah. Looks like we're back in here. So it is the Bakasura ban, and I believe the second ban coming from Rabbats was a Ganesh. So there's the Ganesh. I should see a Kabrakan just to make sure that we're back on the same page as before. Now, what do you think about this Ganesha ban? First ban.
I feel like Ganesha right now is a very solid character. I think he's top 2 in support. Why? Simply because of his silence and his ultimate overall. It
Yeah.
makes it really hard to get in there and do anything. If those pillars come up inside of a team fight, then you have to back off. Whoever's ever stuck in there is most likely going to die because of the protection shred that comes from it.
Yeah, and like very clearly, Blink has done their research, knowing that Tiamat was a pick for Steve, something that he is prioritizing very heavily. And there's the cleanup pickup, like we were talking about.
Yeah,
Now, what's interesting is that there's a lot of options here for jungle. There is Kali still open, Mercury as well. So we'll see if they want to be able to pick that one up. Hugh Huang was not banned, a very high and popular pick in the SPL. So it's going to be interesting. And they choose to pick up the Chernobog. Now, this is very interesting because I was told that the Don't Blink team, specifically Tragic Fox, has been prioritizing Chernobog in every single set so far. I say every single set. The set before this one, the first set, as well as playing a lot of it online. So this could be a double pickup here, almost as if it's a band itself, especially using the ultimate from Chernobog. Steve's playstyle of having the ability to rotate to the side lanes, especially if someone has a lot of pressure like Optic Blaster. It'll be an interesting dynamic to see what Don't Blink is going to respond with.
yeah. Right now, the team looking very dangerous with 2 ADCs on their side, and especially in the ADC with a global ult and Jing Wei with her crits. It's going
Yeah.
to be very dangerous.
Yeah, I know for sure. This cleaner is going to have to be really careful. Can definitely just get 100 to 0'd with the Jingwei 2 auto attacks with that 120% scaling. If you're not careful, you're just gonna get blown up, and it's you're gonna disappear off the map in half a second. Now, it seems that they're going to be taking a long time on this pickup. Something that might have thrown them sideways was the Chernobog. Um, but another really important band here is the King Arthur, someone who's been absolutely a menace in the solo lane, especially after the Glad Shield buffs. Um, Good thing to see that one gone.
Yeah, especially now they got this Bologna pickup for both of the ADCs. I can see that they're trying to get something to counter both of the ADCs inside this lane instead of just letting them just free farm to level 20 and just
Mm-hmm.
destroying towers.
Yeah, I know for sure. And the Morgan Le Fay is an interesting pickup as well. The thing is that seeing this Bologna means that this clean is 100% going to be in the jungle unless they decide to do some wacky stuff and put a Bologna ADC. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see how this Kleena is going to be able to catch up. I think it's the only ability-based character in the game right now that is really good, or is the only ability-based character that can keep up with the auto attack characters right now, like Kali, Mercury, etc. But seeing the Fafnir pick up here, they're really going all in on this auto attack based comp.
Yeah, I don't truly like the Morgan Le Fay pick. Most of the time
Mm.
you pick Morgan Le Fay is that you're gonna get dived on 24/7, but you see the ADC, you see the Fafnir, they're gonna mostly be playing back, trying to get poke damage out instead of just full on diving in 24/7.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that one. And the thing is, there's going to be a lot of dive with this Fafnir. There's going to be a lot of aggression. Fafnir himself is going to be able to have a disarm. So double ADC with a disarm on the same team is really quite scary. But I think that the Rabbats are just looking for a really late game team comp with two ADCs and a Fafnir. So I would like to see them pick up something for the mid game here, just to make sure that they don't get steamrolled, and they are able to last long enough to be able to survive and get all these guys online. As we do see some pretty standard bans right now. The Bastet one is I've seen it a couple of times recently on some of these games. But I'm what do you think about Bastet right now after all the nerfs?
I think Bastet is really good still because of her ultimate and her displacements and the fact that she get away extremely easy inside of team fights. She's a really fast burst character that you need in the early game, but late game I think
Yeah.
she falls off extremely.
Yeah, and the thing is, we see the Sylvanas being picked up here. That's definitely going to be a Sylvanas solo. I can almost guarantee you, knowing Optic's playstyle, that he's going to be going mannequins and trying to force out a lot of early pressure into the solo lane. Now, normally I would say that it's a bit troll, but considering that you have two ADCs and now two Guardians, it's going to put a lot of pressure on this jungle pickup here to see if we can get anything off it. And if they go Hercules here, it's going to be very interesting. They decided to go for a Mulan, something a little bit more early mid game. And on the other side, in Izanami and Terra, interesting pickups.
I feel like the Rabbits are looking for something extremely late. That's why they picked three tanks. They want their ADCs to get as fat as possible. They probably just gonna dump all the EXP. Probably like let Sylvanas go mid for a minute, then let the ADCs go in the solo lane to get more farm and get more ahead because that's the only way they're gonna win this game compared to the enemy team.
Yep, 100% agreed. They're putting everything into the same basket of Chernobog and Jingwei, and they're going to try to be able to pull off this comp of two ADCs. Now, I must say that Anon Steve, who I assume is going to be playing mid lane this game, it is mainly an ADC main, so it's going to be interesting to see how Nathan Topolo, someone who was once a teammate of his in season one, is going to do playing against it, like you said, with a Morgan Le Fay. Now, if you had to give it to one side or the other, who do you think got the better of the two drafts?
Well, for right now, it seems like No Blink has the best conf when it comes to early to mid game. But once you hit late game, the Rabbits are going to 100% just run it down and just take towers instantly with two ADCs.
Yeah, especially with the trebuchet, whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Trebuchet. There we go. They're going to be able to run down lanes really, really hard and get early phoenixes if they're not held together.
Yeah, still too right now. I still don't understand the Morgan Le Fay pick because there's
Yeah.
nobody who's really going to be on top of her other tanks. And
Hmm.
displacing that tank is not really that big of an issue when you get hit 3 times by a crit.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I feel like the only reason they have the pickup here from Mulan and Sylvanas is just to get a little bit more CC lockdown for the Chernobog and Jingwei to guarantee the auto attacks. Uh, and it's going to be interesting to see. I think if Bologna is really smart, can go the Shell Nemean Lion bug, or not bug, I should say, exploit that's been going on right now. I don't know if you know it at all, Dre.
I mean, I know it, but I feel like you should explain it a little bit.
Yeah, so essentially what happens is if you have a defense item and get a single stack of block stacks on your Nemean line, and you shell before getting hit by auto attacks, because of how the interaction between block stacks and mitigated damage off of basic attacks, if you have both of those at the same time, you're able to be immune to basic attack damage for the duration of the shield. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to, if that shield is then destroyed by, let's say, the Morgan Le Fay or the Mulan on the other side using abilities, then obviously you're going to be more susceptible to those auto attacks now that you don't have that shield anymore. But you will still have the block stack afterwards. But it's a really interesting interaction, which I'm sure will be nerfed or removed or changed somehow coming next patch. But it's extremely strong, especially against double ADCs like this. I would expect Energy to know that and to do it for sure. Same with Dog. Um, if they do it and they are able to pull it off, I think it's going to be a really big game changer in team fights for sure.
Yes, that would drastically change the team fight. As I was going to say, I feel like Bologna should rotate extremely early. Like I would say about like once she hits like level 7 or even 8, as soon as she leaves the lane and goes into mid lane and actually combat these ADCs, I feel like they're gonna have a largely better chance of winning.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Um, yeah, I think if there's a lane to watch here, it's gonna have to be solo lane, because if Optic gets behind too far on this Sylvanas pickup, it's going to be really, really difficult for Raging Rabbats to be able to slow down the snowball that's going to be coming from Don't Blink in their early mid game comp.
It's very interesting to see that both of the ADCs are going for the same exact build.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that when it comes to it looks like they're going to be, yeah, Jingwei is going to be going more for the full crit build, which makes sense. As we're just going to be looking at anything interesting here. Like I said, there is the mannequins coming off of the jungler. No, sorry, not jungler. The optic blaster in solo lane, trying to be able to get any possible damage and push them out of lane as fast as possible. Swift, if you want to realign all the characters for me, please, good sir. Yeah, so we're just going to be looking at these matchups here. Other than Solon, where do you think that there's going to be the most amount of contention? As it looks like,
Probably.
is Optic invading? It looks like he's just been doing some cheeky stuff right now. It looks like he actually is going to try to invade his blue buff, level 1. Something that Optic does very often, but no one seems to be able to understand why.
Um, I understand it a lot with Savannah since he has like extreme clear, especially with the mannequin scepter. If he just throws down that one, that buff is gonna disappear.
Yeah, he just needs to throw the one as well on top of it, and he's going to try to get it. And he is able to snipe it away. Really good secure by Sylvanas. Now, the thing is about Bologna is that she's not the most... she doesn't need blue buff as much as others, just because her auto attacks are what's going to be clearing the waves. But it is going to be really interesting to see the difference there, to see if Sylvanas is going to be able to get invaded off the jungler or not.
Yeah, but his mental has to be shattered after that. That is tragic.
Oh, I would absolutely hate that. And looks like Sylvanas is going to get the wave clear first, just because the Sylvanas things, and is going to be able to get the blue buff.
Yeah. Mannequin scepter on Savannah is literally just see you later wave. I'll catch you next year.
Yeah, I mean, it also is a full level difference, so you can actually look for a lot of weight pressure here if he's going to be able to get the root into the 2. Get a huge burst of damage off. We'll see how that goes. But it looks like Duo Lane is just going to be having a little spat over minions.
Yeah, as usual. Dual lane doesn't do anything interesting until the support leaves it.
For sure, for sure. Talk to me about what do you think is the game plan here for Blink? It's very clear what Rabbats is going to be doing, but what do you think that what does Blink have to do in this game right now? Early, at least.
Well, Blink has to 100% just rely on a Bellona. She has to get some type of farm and probably get back into the game after she lost her blue buff. Then rotate early to mid lane, put some pressure on her because of that ADC. So they should 100% try to dive tower and get some kill off of that.
Yeah, 100% for sure. Yeah, looks like we're just going to be having some pretty standard stuff in all lanes. Not super aggressive, just fighting for basic things. Interesting. That Optic is going to be going for another invade here. I wonder if Cleo is going to match it instead of going for speed buff. Looks like the call has been made. Now remember, there's a lot of HP on this big boy, and Balloon is able to get it. A little bit of matching and pressure. There's a blink into the dash. There's a lot of damage coming into the Sylvanas, and there's a bit of hesitation coming from Mulan, who did not decide to rotate, and that's going to be punished really hard from Mulan not coming over, and the Sylvanas being a little too aggressive. And there's a 2-level lead onto this Mulan from solo lane. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's just trying to see your playing Sylvanas. If you walk up past the mid line, you automatically just dead. You might as well just sign your death certificate. It's no way to come back, especially when you're fighting a Bellona who can slow you, jump on you, and you have a jungler come at the same time. It's just not it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's just gonna be a tough one here for sure. Also, Swift, not sure if you can do anything about it, but I have no audio on the stream on Discord if you know how to fix that. Anyways, we are going to be looking at a really quick invade here. Nice route to be able to stop them from getting that. So we're just going to get some damage off onto the Xingwei Fafnir. Pretty standard stuff. I wouldn't be worried about the Xing being leveled down at this point, just because of the amount of pressure that Izanami and Terra are going to be having on the wave clear. But I would like to see some jungle rotations over here to secure the Xingwei late game.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to 100% prioritize the solo lane too because of the fact that Sylvanas is so easy to game. So it would be a lot better for the enemy team to try to come over here and get some pressure in the ADC, put some damage in or something so that Izanami is far behind Jingwei so she can get crit 3 times and lose her life.
Yeah, 100%. Just going to put a little quick prediction here. It's just going to be a little low HP taking those oracles there.
Yeah, it's nice. She's going to die to... I mean, I hope she doesn't die to the oracle as well. She got it out.
That would be very sad if that happened.
It would be sad, but hilarious.
Yeah, I would definitely clip it, that's for sure. Oh yeah, if anyone in chat finds anything interesting or funny, please clip it and post it into the media channel on our Discord, or highlight some clips, I should say, as we are inside of a wall right now. There we go, a little bit of a switch. Just so that we can all see all the funny and interesting moments as they are going to be collected and made into a compilation video at the end of the season, just so everyone can watch and laugh.
Yeah. I find it more trying to go for Warlocks right now. I feel like it wouldn't be the greatest idea since they have 2 ADCs and they're going to 100% go Quinn size. At least one of them is going to have to go Quinn size.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big detriment to her because I don't feel like Morgan should go so much into survivability, but more into that high burst damage.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be interesting. I think the Chernobog is gonna be going it, especially considering that Chernobog's passive does max HP damage. It's gonna be a really good um, pickup for him. I think especially considering that if the other ADC is going to be going full crit. Now we're going to have a gank here onto the Bloon. Bloon is going to be able to put really low. It still has HP, or still has the ulti. Gets interrupted onto the dash. Really nice Mulan ulti. The Chernobog rotation onto the root is missed, unfortunately, but this clean can definitely clean up. Decides it's not worth the kill. Mulan blinks anyways. Bit of an overkill on that one, but I wish the Cleo decided to go in because there definitely was 2 kills there to take. I wonder if there was on full cooldowns on that one.
From what it looked like, she wasn't on full cooldown. She was just scared to take the fight because it was 3 people. 3-on-1 is still 3-on-1 even when their health is low. I can understand why she's like that.
Very ambitious from Optic staying here to be able to shove that last wave, knowing that how low of an HP he is, and Cleo being there. But I like the ambition as he is going to be able to get the TP back in and continue the snowball that he's trying to push right now. He only has a level lead right now with the first anti-heal item going to straight defense. I really like the ult interactions that they had there. The amount of DR was very limited with the Sylvanas knockup into the Mulan ulti. And having the Chernobog to be able to get an assist there is actually pretty huge as well. As we're just even now 1-1. So we have a quick little rotation from jungle here onto the dual lane as they do get the dash out in Izanami, and the Mulan is looking to go back in as Izanami does not have a dash. He's going to be walking straight into the Mulan. Mulan has ulti again. Beads knockup is missed anyways. The stun is on the Fafnir and Izanami just walks away, but that is no beads on Iza.
Yeah. I feel like if Mulan would have hit a little bit more of that ult, they could have went in and did a little bit more. But it's just tragic. You got to hit those.
Yeah, no, for sure. You just got to make sure. Yeah, you just got to make sure that you are really hitting your stuff when it comes to that Mulan. I think if you were able to dash in from the jungle instead of walking up so much, you would have been able to get the full combo off. Even though Jingwei was a little bit far away, it would have been would have forced the Izanami to back at least.
Yeah. And if she didn't blink last fight in solo lane, I feel like she could have got closer a lot faster. That was a waste
100%.
opportunity.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Looks like we're just gonna have some pretty standard stuff going on. I do like how much Mulan is ganking though, even though that they are about a level and a half down on the Kleena, and the Kleena is stacking, so is going to be able to get some more damage to that late game. Just seeing some poke onto Chernobog here, some standard stuff.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I feel like the Mulan is more a support character as it is right now. They're just trying to get the ADCs into late game because once that point hit, I don't really see any way they can pick it back up because late game ADCs are late game ADCs.
Yeah, ooh, that's a all in onto the Sylvanas. That tick damage is not going to be able to kill the Bologna, but it is going to force the Bologna to back off. And this Queen is not going to be able to go all in onto this Mulan, especially after the dash. Does hit the ulti. Do you cancel it though? You do not cancel it. Get the ulti onto the Bologna. Bologna is super low HP. Sylvanas is not coming back in. They do get 1 kill off the trade there, going right back into the Sylvanas. Sylvanas has no ulti, going to get some damage off, hopefully onto this Kleena, but Terra is too tanky. As they are turning onto the Kleena, finally, the Kleena is going to get CC'd onto the dash there. Can he get the spit? The leap there from PT is going to be able to kill up the Kleena. Really, really nice pick up 2 for 1 there. A little bit sloppy, considering that Sylvanas gave up on that fight really early on. And I think that they definitely could have had JD in the jungle live there. Really nice dodge from... They dashed the wrong way. Poor Terra. They both decided to go down the lane, and Chernobog is definitely going to get out of this one for free.
That is tragic.
Really sucks. That is tragic. And Tragic wasn't even in that lane. Wow.
Well, you miss 100% in the shots you don't take, but maybe you shouldn't have
True.
took that one. Oh, man. We've been having a little bit of sloppy fights, but at least they was able to like pick something up inside right lane instead of just dropping everything on the floor right there.
Yeah, no, for It's just gonna get a lot of damage here. Yeah, this is an easy kill. If you hit all three, maybe not. No churn ulti. Unfortunately, if the churn ulti was up, that Morgan was definitely going to be dead, as Sylvanas is trying to rotate over and gets caught up by Bellona. Just going to take a little bit of damage before going back in, now that he has Breastplate of Valor completely finished. As there's definitely going to be a kill here. Oh, gets juked by the Izanami dash. Really nice misdirection, but I don't think it's going to matter with the Fafnir here, especially with the Pearl buff getting some damage off, and the Fafnir just going to bonk right on the top of the head of that boy. As JD is going to get caught out here on the side Harpies. No help from Chernobog. Just going to let the boy go. Just fighting everywhere, man.
Yeah, thank God the support was right there, because the Jingwei left her glasses on her counter before she started this game up.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. I don't think that they're going to allow for that dash to happen again. That's for sure.
Yeah, oh, the blind shots to the tower had to be the greatest part. He was like, definitely right here. Definitely right here. Let me get one more shot off, and she's not here.
Yeah. That's so silly. I hope someone clipped that, because that was very funny. I'd love to talk to Woke about that one, that's for sure. This Morgan Le Fay is getting a little adventurous coming into lane like that. Kalina is in the wall. Chernobog does still have dash. He needs to just go back. The Terror is here for flank. Lots of damage to the Chernobog and the CC. And the ulti does come up. Where is he going to go? He has to go somewhere. He goes right back down. Steven, what are you thinking, good sir? You need to go somewhere else. I would have thought that you would have gone to the dual lane, perhaps, and then dashed over, but looks like we're going to have another spat here. Can you get another juke off? Was going for the exact same play. Unfortunately, misses the auto tag after the dash, but is going to be able to get a full wave pushed in here. Poor Tragic is getting absolutely punished here on the Tsunami. As Kalina is just vibing in a wall, as Clea does.
I think you figured out two things today. One, the Chernobog just want to be hugged by Kalina. And we have to see about like where his glasses went, because there's no shot he fell for the same trick twice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's really, really unfortunate to see that. That's definitely 2 kills that would have made a really big difference in late game for sure, especially considering that Fafnir has 2 kills right now. Just looking at builds right now, does anything stand out for you?
The only 2 big things that follow to me is still the Warlock.
Yeah.
And also because of the fact that Sylvanas went straight into Divine Ruin against the Bellona.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interest. I mean, you're going to want to get anti-heal anyways, especially considering that you're going to be the only person on the team that can get damaging anti-heal until the very last item on Fafnir's build. But looks like knowing Optic is that he wants to do as much damage as possible in solo lane. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to be as much of a utility man as the team's going to need. As the Bellona's just going to try to steal here with Scourge, surely. As they do end up stealing with Kalina ulti, actually. There is going to be a fight coming out here. Looks like they're just going to try to get out. And they do. Really nice steal there. As they're just going to start up Goldfree right away. And if Rabbats are not going to be able to respond here, it looks like Bellona and Kalina are going to be trying to stall as much as possible, as fast. And they're going to be able to try to get over there as fast as possible. Jingwei has no mana. There's a move on ulti. Can you secure 3? Gets the kill instead, and Rabbats do secure it in the end. It's going to be going to a full team fight. The ADC is going to be dove in the backline. Kulan's going to be trying to do as much damage and heal as much as possible. It is going to be dying in the end, as there's going to be a full turnaround here for the Blink. Don't Blink is going to be coming back with an absolute vengeance. Chernobog is not going to be doing enough damage onto the Bellona, especially with the Scourge hitting and disarming you as much as possible. With the Sylvanas beside you, though, I don't know about that. With that flat pen and the healing, is going to be really difficult to be able to get to that Chernobog. It's just going to be able to try to walk away from this one.
Only the dead have seen the end of war.
Really interesting team fight as Optic just wants to catch all the smoke. This man still wants to fight for whatever reason as Chernobog is actually going to go in as well. 1v3 right now. He's very far away from the rest of his team. Can he hit the auto attack? He does hit one to really get two, and he gets the dash to really get the next kill as well, but does not live long enough as the Terror is back for a vengeance. Really, really nice 1v3 play from Steve. Someone clipped that one. That was a beauty.
Man, I give it to that Chunderbug. He said, I want the smoke, and I take it right now. He brought it directly to him and served him with it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, if he didn't get at least 2 kills there, I think he would have looked very, very silly considering that he was completely out and there was no fights left. As Optic did not believe in the cause there and decided to walk away, similar to the fight that they had in solo lane, just did not believe in the rest of his team for these fights. I think if Sylvanas was there with the amount of healing and protection that he could have provided the Chernobog, he might have been able to live a little bit longer, especially considering that Optic did have his ultimate.
I feel it. Chunderbug was like, I don't need it. I feel it in my bones. I win these. And he sure enough won those.
Yeah, as we do get a Chernobog ulti actually all the way over to Izanami. Izanami does get a dash off, and they're just going to be able to back off, but it's a really long cooldown for the Chernobog. For not really much coming off of the dual lane of Terra and Izanami, as I do see a meditation coming off of Terra, which is interesting. Big ulti onto the Jingwei. Jingwei is going to get knocked for a lot of damage. Both ultis coming off with the double ADC, just going to knock down the Izanami pretty easily. Not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. I think that was a bit of a waste of an engage. Really nice hammer, actually, into the root. Is going to a lot of damage, as Terra is going to be able to get a double dash off and walk away. I feel like Izanami was completely out there, and that's a completely unnecessary fight. And interesting enough, decides to go for Silver Branch on the 3rd item for them. That amount of percent pen is interesting for sure. Lots of damage to the Morgan Le Fay. That is the commit onto the ultimate from Sylvanas, and they're just going to walk them down and just walk out, just like that. Some interesting picks from Blink.
I agree with you. I feel like Izanami did not have to fight that. She could have easily left, especially in front of 2 ADCs, and they both have crit. There's no chance you win in that fight. And
Yeah.
once again, we just see Chunderbug just like, I want to fight this. I win these. He absolutely won those.
Yeah, no, 100%. The confidence coming out of the MS Stevens Chernobog is very, very high right now. I gotta give credit where credit's due. Man wants smoke. He's smoking a damn good cigar right now. I was looking at top damage. Both ADCs. Not even 20 minutes into the game, top damage. With the Sylvanas right on the very end coming back in as well. As we look at the XP and gold difference, it's a slow burner here. There's a lot of bleeding occurring.
Yeah, as you can see, when you have 2 ADCs, they are the dream team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to shred through everyone on your team as fast as possible. Considering, especially with how good Woke and Steve are on ADCs, it's going to be really, really difficult to be able to get into the backline unless there's something coming out of D-Reser on this cleanup. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is if they're going to be able to kill the backline, it's definitely going to be coming out of a pick situation or a CC lock, where the 2 extremely safe ADCs of Chernobog and Jingwei are not going to be able to get away, and even then they still have beads. So it's going to be an interesting one, as we do actually see the shell coming out from the Fafnir, interestingly enough. But there's the blink into the ulti onto the Bellona. Lots of damage into the Queen at half HP, and the Bellona is just going to get poked out here and CC forever. This is going to be a lot of damage coming out. This is going to be a Chernobog ulti to try to come over and get the kill, as the double ADC is going to be putting up the immense amount of pressure, as they do get a pick up here, and Fire Giant is looking pretty tasty, as there is a split pushing Izanami going for a tier 2 tower here. They say, you know what, we see that, we're just going to go straight for Pyromancer, or straight for FG, I should say.
Yeah, that was just another one of those fights where Don't Blink could have just left as soon as one of their teammates leave, but they just go in and just die for it.
Yeah, will Cleanup be able to steal inside the wall is the question. There's no contestation outside of that. She's going to be going for kills, actually. Does get a huge knockup on Fire Giant, as they do steal Fire Giant. That is a big oopsie coming out of Rabbats. He's going to try to come back and try to get as many kills as possible. There is another kill onto the jungler, as they're going to be chasing everyone down, trying to get something off this. Jingwei has to back to be able to stop the Izanami from this massive split push onto this Phoenix. As the They do get the 2-2. This Izanami dashes over the wall and gets the solo kill onto the Wope. That is huge for the Izanami, especially considering how far behind she was this entire game. Lots of damage coming onto the mid laner here, as Mulan takes the tower shot and is not going to be able to dive any further, as everyone's going to be going after this tragic Fox Izanami, punishing the overcommitment onto that kill, as yeah, that's a huge loss for Rabbats. Let's just look at the gold right now. I bet you that was a huge swing back into the favor of or a comeback. Actually, yeah, look at that spike. That's a huge spike. I definitely keeping them inside this game. If they did not steal that, I think this game would have been definitely on the wraps very soon after with the double ADC, as they're going to be positioning themselves up for this Gold Fury. What no double ADC is available for it, as Jingwei is just respawning right now, and Chernbug's trying to get this mid tower out of the way. Now, interestingly enough, we only have 2 trebuchets on the map thus far, both in non-ideal lanes for either team. But it's going to be interesting to see who activates who's first. I would only imagine that Rabbats is going to be activating theirs once they get a couple more items online. But of course, they're just going to have a little dance around Pyromancer right now. Just a little shindig, a little country dance. This is going to be trying to pressure up this Morgan face. Steps up a little too far. Gets the ulti up. Mulan's going to be really, really low. Has to force the ulti to be able to get a nice dash onto the Kleina. Kleina is going to be able to get into the backline, but so is the Terra. Terra's going to get lots of damage and lots of CC onto the backline. A lot of coming out onto the stuns and CCs. Huge knocker from the Sylvanas with a nice peel on the heels as well. As they did say, this is not the fight for us. We're going to go all the way in. Bologna is going to be going deep, as Bologna is going to be able to die there at the very end. Double ADC is going to be able to chunk out people. You still have a tank, 2 ADCs. There is going to be an ulti coming out here as a re-engage, as Jingwei is just going to try to walk people down. Can they get the really important route? Nice fear to be able to peel them away. And it looks like that's all they're going to be able to do, unless they're going to get some auto attacks here. Chernobug's going to get absolutely chunked out by this Izanami. And as they're fighting back, has a massive amount of healing from the Chernobug. Really nice Aegis, as they're going to be getting another auto attack from Woke. This is just a dual lane of ADCs. They're just hard carrying this team right now, putting them everyone on their back. This is absolutely incredible showing from both of the ADCs of Rabbats, as they're still going to be going into this fight. Dodges out on the fear, as they're going to get a couple more auto attacks onto this Morgan Le Fay. CC is going to be coming out from the Sylvanas, and they are going to be able to get the kill and claim it as well. Absolutely crazy fight from the 2 ADCs, as it's just going to keep going. They're going to go full on. Unfortunately, misses the pull. That's an ulti coming out of Sylvanas, and there's a lot of want all the smoke.
This is insane.
Oh my goodness, the fight is so long. I needed some water after that one. Oh my goodness, there's going to be another ulti coming onto the Sylvanas. Sylvanas is going to be able to get peeled from the Fafnir. Fafnir stun is going to come out and just walk away, as the Sylvanas is going to be very ambitious and walk straight forward, noticing that Kleina is in the wall. There's a lot of pings coming from the Mulan, knowing that they are going to be there inside the wall. And the Kleina is just going to have to walk out with like no HP.
That was the longest fight in history.
Oh my goodness.
But it was an amazing fight with 2 ADCs that's in the backline, just firing enough, taking off the whole entire team of Dove Blink.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely insane with the with that team fight. I mean, again, the positioning coming out of Anna and Steve and CL Woke is hard carrying Rabbats right now. Everyone else on the team is just frontline tanks, just trying to do as much as possible, like you said early on, to try to make sure that those ADCs are online and can do those auto attack long damage. Daphne's going to try to steal the hammer here. Can he do it? He does not do it, unfortunately.
That would have been hilarious, but
that would have been funny. Do you get a Trinibog ulti? Just going to have to go right back into mid lane, as everyone's just going to be stepping up here for the next Fire Giant spawn, I think.
Yeah. I really wish that Don't Blink would have got their like Spectre or Hide on a lot earlier, instead of waiting to like 20 minutes where like ADCs get the most impact from the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I know for sure. So we're just going to be looking at these Oni waves being pushed up. It's going to be really important to get these Oni waves dealt with as soon as possible, especially with Fire Giant spawning here. If those Oni waves are pushing for Don't Blink, it's going to be really difficult not to lose many towers, as we do see that the Trebuchet is being activated by Rabbats in the mid lane when the Fire Giant spawns. It's very interesting. I don't know if they meant to do that on purpose. I would have liked to see them activate that when if they had Fire Giants to make the pushes a little bit easier. Or if maybe they just want to get a lot of pressure here onto the mid lane.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to get a lot of pressure in the mid lane since they have the unlimited wave inside right lane to deal with to make it so that it'll be a lot easier for them to take a firefight just in case they have to.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's just a little bit of a waste. The way that they played it, maybe it was a mistake. They didn't mean to actually push it. But it's just going to be a massive fight here over the ward coverage. As Clean is going to be able to dodge a lot of auto attacks and does actually blink, interestingly enough, away, maybe fearing the overcommitment from the rest of the team, as they are very well grouped up around this Fire Giant. I think they should just start it right away, and they are actually going to start it knowing that this Nami just back and the mid laner is not there either. They are going to burn this very, very fast with the 2 auto attack gods that they have on the ADCs, and they're going to try to be able to come down this and punish. Huge ulti on the slow, as they are just going to try to go for the Terra. They are able to get the root, and a huge pull actually from the Sylvanas. It's going to be a leap over from Fast, and Fast is going to be able to get a lot of stun damage here. The DR is going to be able to free the Terra, and then the Shell is going to be able to come up to free the Izanami. Izanami is doing an immense amount of damage to that auto attacks that are going straight through everyone, and they're going to be able to pick up a kill onto Steve, and there's going to be a counter engage here as Izanami is going to be able to pick up the Optic is going to be able to pick up the kill on the Izanami. Lots of fears going on here from Morgan Faye. Lots of poke damage. He's going to try to do anything at all, but gets picked up instead as Mulan re-engages here. Nice damage onto the backline there, but the Jingwei is so low with and everyone on the team is super, super low. I'd like to see them back off here and regen some HP and maybe TP back in with the Sylvanas. But wow, what a game.
That is absolutely insane that they was able to hold them off with Fire Giant simply because of their ADC.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. They actually are just going to be able to try to push this wave in here onto the solo lane of Don't Blink, as they don't have an ADC, as ADC is going to be pushing down mid lane instead. Just lots of damage onto the Morgan Le Fay, as they are going to be able to push them out. And I don't know if I actually like this, of them just standing on this tier 2 tower trying to poke out and let the Jingwei push down mid lane. I would like to see them group up a little bit, but it looks like they're just going to try to get everything off the map, as they're going to be able to get both tier 2 towers. They're going to be able to push a Phoenix here in mid lane or in solo lane. Maybe go get another tier 2 in the duo lane of Don't Blink.
Yeah, I feel like
that's a huge stun in Izanami. Izanami is going to be able to get down, though. As it's going to be a bit of a re-engage here. There's an Izanami ulti and a Chernobog ult. Chernobog is going to be coming in mid-fight here. Lots of damage coming out, and it is very laggy. There's a Terra ulti, which is a Mulan pull. Really nice damage to the Terra. Terra is super low. Nice fears again coming out of the Morgan Le Fay, as they are going to be trying to push this mid lane, or mid tower, down. No minions to do so, though, unfortunately, as they are going to be pretty low. Really nice defense coming out of Don't Blink, but they have used every single ultimate to do so, as Rabbats are just going to be able to transition back over to the tier 2 tower on the other side of the map, and they're just going to be able to take that. Only using 2 ultimates at the time.
Yeah, Don't Blink had to burn every single thing to protect that Phoenix, but I feel like it was 100% worth because they had Fire Giant, they got on the back off, they took out Chonabog at the beginning of the last fight, so it made it so it was extremely awkward for them to push, but they still lost both of their T2, so I feel like it's a big win for Don't Blink, but at the same time, the Rabbits got a little bit out of it.
Yeah, and just looking at builds right now, it looks like that both Chernobog and Jingwei are going to be going the Kin size. So that Warlocks on Morgan is actually going to be a bit more detrimental. I would like to see the damage difference on per auto attack. I don't think it's going to be all that insane, considering that the Morgan Le Fay is going to die within 3 or 4 auto attacks anyways. But just interesting to see that the build interactions, and them knowing that Kin size is an item that's been unbelievably strong for over a year now, and hasn't really been touched too much. Just looking at the wards here, lots of wards coming out of Don't Blink. That's like half of their gold from their entire team is put into wards, as they are 9k down at this very moment. And as we're looking at lots of wards coming out of the surprisingly, everyone but the supports. I mean, they still have 10 or 11, I should say, so that's quite a bit, but looks like they're just going to try to suffocate Don't Blink right now by taking all the farm in the jungle, take a tier 2 tower, and maybe reset for this Fire Giant push here, as it is going to be an EFG and the last hope of Don't Blink.
Yeah, I understand Dumpling getting a lot of wards though. They had to play on the back foot the whole
Oh,
entire
really
game.
nice pull there into the damage, into the huge CC lock. Morgan Le Fay is going to do Aegis, but it doesn't even matter. They're going to get picked off. Really unfortunate positioning from Nathan, as it looks like they're just going to be able to get a free Fire Giant here with no mid laner. No fear, no interruptions. Sorry, keep going, Dre.
No, that's fine. It was just that play really was not worth it. She went all the way back there, just put down a ward where you can just open up the door from the side and just put down the ward. That was terrible positioning.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough one, especially with EFG coming up here. There is going to be a blink, but the force of the beads, even though Mulan missed, that is highly unfortunate. Big brain plays from Mulan, making sure to get that beads off, which is a big win. That's just going to try to be a really annoying front line, as the double ADCs are going to be burning this EFG really fast. But they do get in, but not fast enough, as they are going to force a Terra ulti out just to walk away. As they're going to do everything they can to try to come back and get this pick, because if they get this pick, that is going to be game for sure, as they do get the kill with the ADC, and they're just going to run it down this lane and take this Phoenix. As I do see a TP coming out of Optic, as they're going to go for a double push here. I actually like this a lot. Trying to get two Phoenixes at once. They are forcing Blink to make a horrible decision here. You just got to choose which one you want to lose first. That's just going to be a full commitment onto this backline. Can you catch up to them is the question. A huge pull coming out of Sylvanas. Wow. Forcing the Morgan Le Fay ult to come out, and the Morgan Le Fay is going to be able to fall here on that kill. And they're just going to try to take all the Phoenixes here, as Mulan's going to be pretty low.
Yeah, this is the biggest problem. Like I said, when they hit late game, they got to deal with two ADCs, so objectives basically don't exist, especially Phoenixes.
Yeah, no, 100%. As it's it's just pull after pull from the Sylvanas. It's hitting so many of them. It's a full commit onto the team. From this Mulan into the Chernobog, double ADC lockdown. You just don't live. Now that we're here in the late game with the EFG and you're at the Titan, it's just like you weren't able to snowball, and they were able to get the late game fast enough. As that is going to be game one, going to Ravaging Rabbats. Quick heal maybe onto this Terra. Yep. Got to boost the stats a little bit. Statman Steve is going to be on it. Yeah. Wow, what a game. It was really back and forth early on, but it's just a slow burner for Rabbats. The longer that they went into the game, the easier it was for them to pick up the dub.
Yeah, that was an amazing game, honestly. But when you let two ADCs hit late game, that's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I noticed that we did not have the shell on the Terra or the Bellona. Neither of them seem to know about the interaction. So,
yeah, that was a big problem also because of the fact they got Spectral like almost to the last item, which they should have got extremely early. Because especially with Frostbound being nerfed as it is, they needed to hurry up and just let it happen.
Yeah, I know 100%. I think that they should reevaluate builds and really look at what's going on again. I think that what they need to do is ensure that that double ADC doesn't happen again. Now, I'm not too sure how they're going to be able to block it. Maybe they decide to go order. Since they lost, they get to choose which side that they're going to be playing on in the second match. If they could choose the Chernobog, but then again, you can just play a Moose and Cobb in mid lane, who I think is very top tier right now. If you're going to be going that double ADC, so it's going to be interesting to see what their response is from Don't Blink, but they have to come up with something, or the exact same thing is going to happen again.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Uh, there wouldn't be any game audio for us to listen to if we're in draft anyways. So, but I can't hear anything from the game now. Looks like you're just gonna have pretty standard bans here. As Dre, I'm gonna let you take this one over because I need some water after that game. Oh my goodness. Just kidding. We're going to come back and do this until Dre comes in. Yeah, pretty standard stuff coming into the second game. As I'm going to go and give everyone their points for those who voted. Congratulations. I wish I could vote with the 13,000 viewer point or channel points that I have right now, but unfortunately, I don't have any. But they do actually ban out the Sylvanas. They thought that the Sylvanas was a big enough problem to ban out. So that's 2 bans going towards Optic of non-meta picks, which is really, really interesting that he has respected enough to be able to warrant getting banned out like this.
Yeah, I generally don't understand the Sylvanas ban. He wasn't doing too much in the forms of damage. Most of it just came from CC from his pulls, which was like extremely helpful. But I feel like he can do that with mostly any other Guardian, or probably like pull out like a Mulan and do the same exact pulls and just get him into fights for the ADCs to do damage.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, well, I understand the Jing Wei ban because you do not want to get
Yeah,
crit 3 times for your whole health bar.
100%. All right, you go carry this real quick, and I'm gonna go grab some water because my throat is dying.
Okay. Well, we do have a Baron ban. It seems like the Rabbits are trying to ban a lot of CC from the enemy team because they're scared of just sitting still for like a half an hour and getting one-shotted by ADC or something. Um, ooh, we see the Cleo picked again. Well, the Cleo did very good last time into the solo lane, so let's see if they put him inside solo or inside jungle this time. Uh, Seem to have a little difficulties.
All right, I'm back.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, like I was saying, I feel like Cleo's gonna be really good inside the solo lane, but I feel like they should put her inside the jungle now. Because last time it didn't seem like they had enough damage to actually deal with their ADCs.
yeah.
Because if you get inside of a wall and throw one Cleo ult down, then the ADCs don't really have a lot of time to escape. Well, except
Mm-hmm.
if they pick Apollo.
Yeah, double global ulti on 2 ADCs is they say screw. We don't even need one. We want 2 this game. Double rotations.
Yeah, from what you want to see right now is like highly aggressive early game characters for the Don't Blink team. Seeing how they got to deal with 2 ADCs again, they just can't hit 30 minutes. If they hit 30 minutes, they're going to be the same exact thing that happened last time is going to happen again.
Yeah, they're actually going to lock in a late game ADC here with Rama or high scaling in response instead of the Izanami. Something I know that Tragic is a little more comfortable on, as they are just going to go with the exact same game plan of Fafnir plus 2 ADCs. Or global or safe global ADCs, I should say.
If it's not broken, do not need to fix it. Until they
Mm-hmm,
punish
mm-hmm.
it, they don't need to stop it.
Yeah, 100%. They decided to go for the Bacchus here, which I actually like a little bit more than the Terra. I think if you do get the knockup or the stun onto Apollo or Chernobog, you should have enough damage to burst them before they are able to fall back down. Um, as we are still looking at pretty standard bans here with the Baka. I actually would love to see a Kali pickup here. With the Kleena going solo lane, I think the Kali pickup for Don't Blink would be a good one to survive long enough past getting like 3 shot with crits into the Apollo and Chernobog, as you're able to kill them very, very quickly. As we are having a hover of Al Kwong. Interesting pickup if that is what's going to be picked up.
So, I haven't seen an Alquan in a while, unless they're gonna. Oh,
Oh,
apparently they do want the Alquan. I,
yeah.
There's gonna be a really weird type of situation because the backline is gonna 100% have to protect the ADCs with their lives. So Alquan
Hmm.
has to go in there and do the damage by himself. And if he doesn't get the kill, then he's just a walking target.
Yeah, you're going to need to get that execute, and then ult right back in after the front line is going to be able to push forward a little bit more. So it's going to be a really interesting one here, as they are going to be able to lock in the Poseidon. I do like the Poseidon pickup and the Gagolan. Strong pickups, very strong meta pickups right now. Um, I think the Poseidon has a lot of potential, especially with the Bacchus combo. If you get the knock up, you're just going to one shot someone because of the CC lock. Considering that you can't Aegis during a knock up, it's going to be a really interesting one to see. Now, I wonder what the soul lane is going to be for Optic if he does decide to go for something like the Nausea. Um, Maybe that's why they didn't pick up the Kali on Don't Blink, fearing the Nausea counter pickup from Optic, something that he is very good at, like 60% of the time. So, oh, they
Yeah,
do ban it. They banned it actually. Sorry, my apologies. But yeah, well, just gonna be thinking about this one here. What do you think they need on this pickup? I think they need another frontliner for sure.
I feel like I feel like they need like a really really strong frontliner. I'll even go. I'll say a Ymir, someone that can really slow down Poseidon, just throw up a wall right inside the jungle and just trap him there.
Whoa!
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
not going for it. They're
okay.
going for 4 auto attack based gods and a Fafnir.
Well, in my book, this is what we call trolling. But I mean, we gonna see where they're going with this. But I feel
Did
like,
Alquang solo? No,
oh,
Tsukiyomi solo. They're trolling us. They're trolling us.
yeah, they're 100% trolling.
If you are
The
swapping again, they're trolling us
Okay.
times 3. It is an Alquang solo.
I mean, Alcon Solo is really strong if you know how to build him correctly because it's basically like having Quinn size on a character who can execute you.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'm 100% more linked on Don't Blink though because I block his jump into the Kraken, into the Cleo Silence, into Cocolinol. It's going to shred anybody in their team, especially because they have two ADCs to stop them.
Yeah, 100%. I think what's going to happen here is the Alquang is going to have to look for a pickup onto the Rama, and if they don't, they're just going to die. It's going to be really, really difficult situation, and I really hope that Optic somehow pulls it off. Considering that he was able to pull off a Sylvanas pickup, it's maybe a little bit easier having 2 ADCs directly behind you, and having 3 tanks setting up for them. But it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to pull this one off. Um, it's going to be a little harder, that's for sure.
This is 100% something that I did not expect. Well, at least Don't Blink. I mean, went down the road that I assumed they would by getting an extremely early to mid game comp to
Yeah.
combat the ADC picks. This is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, I actually like the comp coming out of Don't Blink a little bit better than last time. They have a lot more transitional picks, um, especially with the Poseidon, who they hit 5 and they have kill potential from almost 100%. Um, so it's going to be really interesting to see, especially considering that the items right now for Poseidon is really strong. I would love to see you do more first item into a lot of flat pen and maybe even some rings to try to do some of his own auto attack based damage with Poseidon too. So it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to go on. But what do you think has to happen in terms of laning phase and build for this Hao Kwang to be successful for Rabbats?
Well, I feel like he has to go into the Boomer's Hammer tree, and then he also has to get a Lono Mask online, and he probably want to go into a breastplate to get the extra cooldowns on the inside of lane. And he's not going to be really there to do an extreme amount of damage. He's just going to be there to be in the background, be annoying, and as soon as somebody get low, he can just press the "See you later" button.
Yeah, no, exactly. And of course we would have loved to have seen the Achilles in the jungle, or sorry, the Achilles in the solo with that execute, similar to Al Kwang, but they did ban it. And I don't think Optic plays Achilles either. He plays only off meta things and only really fun um, twists. So it's going to be interesting to see. I actually didn't know that he played Al Kwang that much. So uh, clearly a little bit comfortable in the God. We'll see if it goes sour real fast.
We're going to 100% see a Bees pick up on the Ao Kuang unless he want to get sent to the Shadow Realm like every second from that Kraken, because there's no way he can go in. Like he would either have to blink in and get crippled into a Kraken, or he would have to go into a fight, go on Poseidon, attempt to blink out, get hit with a Whirlpool, and get hit with a Kraken anyways.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really, really tough for him to be able to do anything. Um, but if he is going to be able to get that reset off, it's going to be really, really good. Now, I would like to see Energy pop off on this Kakolan pickup. It has a lot of abilities or a lot of ways to be able to go in on backline. Um, and I think Energy, who was a vice captain pickup, uh, one of the better soul inners in Challenger. I'd rank them as Norman, um, Energy, and Optic. And it just kind of depends on whether or not Optic gets away with these funky picks in solo lane, or if Energy is going to be able to play a pretty standard front to back setup with this Kukulkan. But yeah, this is a really, really interesting one. What do you think we need to look at for this game in terms of lane? What do you think is the most important lane?
I feel like the most potent lane right now is probably going to be mid lane because I feel like with the Poseidon pick, he can Whirlpool, trying to block dash and cause a lot of mayhem. Unless I think it's Apollo mid. So
It is Apollo
even
mid.
yeah, even with Apollo being mid, it's the same exact reaction where Apollo can't dash out and he can't use his mesmerize if he's not close enough. So that Kraken is 9 out of 10 is always going to come out. So unless he wishes his bees to get outside the Kraken, then it's gonna be back up before he hit bees again, and he's gonna die anyways. I feel like mid lane is gonna be extremely, extremely aggressive.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they decided to give the Trenabog over to Woke instead of having Steve run it back. Now, Steve is a large believer in the Apollo. He's been playing Apollo for forever, what feels like. Recently played Apollo in the some of the custom games recently. He actually played it in solo lane, which is interesting. As we're
Wait,
going to be able to see an
that was
interesting.
me.
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
Oh, I think both of you did it then, because I remember he was playing it as well. Um, maybe it's a thing. I don't even know it. As they're going to get a full commit here onto the Chernobog, as they were able to clear first. Now, interestingly enough, the jungler started wave complete, or they started their start completely different than the other side. Kleena started on red buff, going to speed back camp, as we see the standard start of Rabbats going from speed to red to back camps. Now, is there a preferred pathing for you in terms of you or your junglers to take? Because I've been seeing a lot of mixed pushes here, as there's not much point getting pressure in mid lane with how the side harpies spawning are so late.
Yeah, so I don't think it's so much of the side harpies that's the biggest problem with the that start. It's more the fact like you do that start when you feel as if you're going to lose your back camps to the enemy jungle because they clear fast. I don't think you do it 24/7. I just think people assume that you should, and it causes you to not only lose pressure inside mid lane, but it causes the enemy team to be more aggressive towards you in mid lane, which is really detrimental against your mid laner, especially if they're a mage. Because if they get ganked by the jungler early, with the mid laner having a level advantage, 9 out of 10 they're gonna die towards it.
Yeah, as you're going to see an early gank here from the Tsukiyomi. Level 2 coming into 2 level 2s here. Rama doesn't have as much of a good dash to be able to get out of this one. Just get a stun, misses the root, unfortunately, from the Chernobog. They're just going to be able to leap away pretty easily, as they're going to try to get a slow to disarm into a stun. Bacchus is too tanky with his 2, and he's just going to be able to walk away pretty easily. Interestingly enough, the Ao Kuang actually has a lot of pressure here in the solo lane. However, has no pots left over, so I would like to see this Coquelin try to come back into it. It's just going to be a little auto attack going back and forth into the dual lane, securing the purple buff. As there is going to be a bit of an invade here. Sunny's going to be able to come over nice and slow, but looks like they're not going to be able to go for the purple, and they're just going to go for the red instead.
It's very interesting that you see the Cullen probably going into an Ansile to try to counteract the close combat that you have to do with Alquan.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to pick up very early on. I'm not just sure if I'm the biggest fan of it. Of course, it's a very useful item, but really aggressive from Rama here, going for the full dash in the Chernobog. I like to see that that confidence coming out of Tragic Fox.
I mean, it's like the confidence is paying off since the Chernobog is half health, probably about to lose the rest of itself and push up any further against a Bacchus.
Ooh, close.
It was real
No
close.
cigar. Yeah, looking at mid lane here, Apollo's getting absolutely chunked out here as it looks like he's got a full combo. Is he able to get a dash out? Unfortunately, lives with how much HP? Can we look? Can we check? I bet you that's 10 or less than double digits on that one. Yeah, 24 HP when they're back. Probably less than 10 HP on that kill. Really unlucky from Nathan, who did full combo the and on Steve, who had to burn the beads just to be able to get out of the cripple. As we're just going to be looking at the just constant pressure coming out of this Bacchus Rama lane. I absolutely love to see this, especially considering what was happening last game. Is do you have an Apollo ulti actually coming out straight from base? Rama's going to get an easy dash to be able to walk out, and so is the Bacchus.
That is a terrible play from Apollo because now once Poseidon has his ult again, one, he's not gonna have bees, he can't dash out, he can't mesmerize them, and he also can't ult up. I mean, he can't pop bees or any short anymore. So
it looks like Poseidon is coming over. He almost has ulti up to try to contest this kill right now. Really nice dash from Chernobog to dodge not only the cripple but also the one from the Poseidon. Poseidon is about to get ulti as Kalina's going to go actually all in onto 1v2 right now. Level 6 is the Tsukiyomi's coming over as well. A little ambitious from this Kalina, as Kalina's going to try to be able to do as much damage as possible as the ulti comes from Rama is going to be coming through, not hitting anyone. Lots of damage on D-Reser. D-Reser does eventually fall. A bit of miscommunication, I think, between jungle and the mid laner of Dome Blink. So they're going to try to chase him down, but he's too damn fast, even without the Doom Orb.
Yeah, I feel like that clear stage in between towers was wrong. More than likely, she shouldn't have been there at all to begin with.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Alquan is over here with 2 health trying to fight for his life.
Yeah, no, this man is very ambitious with the HP that he has. There's a Chernobog ulti coming out actually and get the root off. I mean, I don't think you'd ever kill him there, especially considering that you don't have trans finish and now you're going to miss a wave and a half in dual lane. I don't know about these ults. These global ults seem to be a bit of a waste, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, these ADC ults are something to look at, I tell you that, especially ulting on the solo laner when he has more than like half his health and you don't even have basically one item completed yet as an ADC.
Yeah, no, exactly. I would love to see him focusing on actually farming to guarantee the late game. Is just going to have a little bit of a spat here in the solo lane. Suki ulti is going to be able to find her, isn't going to be able to get the kill, but there is the Apollo ulti at a good time, and they're able to get a kill there, and they're looking for another one here on the Coquelin. Coquelin's actually going to get that execute. Sorry, the Ao Kuang is going to get the execute off onto the Coquelin, as they're just going to put as much pressure as possible into the solo lane and get Ao Kuang ahead. That's the I think, third global ult that we've seen so far into the solo lane.
Yeah, I feel like this Cleo is having very poor like positioning, putting herself in positions you have to fight people that are ahead of her when she should just be farming, especially because she got killed behind their T2 before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Glad to see that we actually have some stacking items going on here for the Apollo, as Chernobog still doesn't have his. Just gonna be trying to steal some farm here from Apollo. Nice stun the Bacchus. Actually, I'm not too sure what stunned him there. Oh, the stun. Or it must have been the
Mesmerized. Oh,
yeah, the full dive onto the Apollo is not going to be able to get anything because this Clean is just so far behind at this point. Level and a half onto the jungler. Just do get a Chernobog ulti, as they are going to go soloing actually. Again, this very ambitious pressure coming out from solo lane, ensuring that Ao Kuang is going to have as much pressure as they want. As they're going to dump another wave in and have a full level lead onto this Ao Kuang that's slowly poking out this Cullen. Interesting strategy here.
and I feel like I understand why they're doing this because it's basically nobody in the world who can fight a call in early game. As soon as he get his rage meter up, he just runs at you and go oonga booga until he smashes keyboard on top of you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I wonder if this is something that they practiced a lot. Is this Ao Kuang double global ulti pickup? And because it seems like they have a very clear game plan set in motion, and this is going to catch some smoke if you stay within this. This Tsukiyomi is actually looking for a fight. As even Ao Kuang at half HP is looking for this kill right now.
This Cleo is going through it. It's going to have freaking flashbacks inside the jungle after this game.
Yeah, no, there's going to be some serious PTSD. Especially with almost going to be a double jungle this game with the Ao Kuang going lifesteal damage early on with the Bancrofts. What do you think about Bancrofts instead of going Spear Megas?
I think it's really good inside that laner phase when you just want to stay alive. Like, he's not trying to fight for Kong, he's just trying to sustain one.
That's a Poseidon ulti miss, and fortunately Tsukiyomi ulti throws the Apollo, and it's just a full commit onto the entire team. Everyone rotates over. We got global ultis. That's a huge Bacchus knockup underneath tower. A little ambitious coming from the Rabbats, as they're going to get punished for that one for sure, as they're hopefully going to get that kill onto the Fafnir. They do. Big overstep coming out of them, as the Suki is going to be able to get another kill onto the Poseidon, but does trade the life over to the ADC. That's not worth it, especially considering how far ahead that Rabbats are. And it looks like we're going to get a kill given over from the Apollo, who decides to step up for whatever reason. They do get the movement speed. That's not going to be enough. Chernobog's also going to be stepped up here. There's going to be a dive as well, and they're going to get a full 4-man kill there over nothing. They got a 1-for-4 trade. That's a huge boost to Don't Blink. Punishing really hard.
And what they didn't see coming right there was the whole enemy team was behind them, and then they automatically just put the side of a tower, especially with the tower's birth that just came out, where that tower hits for like 2k after like 4 or 5 hits, which just costed them their lives.
Yeah, I mean, they just tanked for way too long and didn't get the result. They should have left it. But I'm sure that's what Steve is telling his team right now. PT was the shot caller of Rabbats, so I think he misunderstood how much damage he had. Maybe he was in the position they were last game, where they were just allowed to do whatever they wanted, but not yet.
Yeah, not yet. They just gotta wait till late game. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have a full dive here. He does get the execute off, luckily, otherwise I think he would have died to tower there. As Suki's gonna get dashed here on Katina. The Ao Kuang's gonna jump back in as well, get some auto attacks off into that slow, and they're gonna get another kill here, but I don't think they're gonna get out. At least not the Tsukiyomi. He's gonna steal some movement speed, but that stun's gonna get the kill. Actually really good that they gave that to Poseidon, actually. Really nice to see that, as the Apollo is gonna be able to ult over. Just looking for something here. Doesn't look like he's going to get anything at all, as the Apollo's just going to ult right back. Bit of a waste once again.
Yeah, they seem to be ulting just the ult at this point when it comes to their global ults, which is a really big waste, especially when you go to Poseidon in mid lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know for sure. I think it would have been an interesting to see if the ulti could have came over from uh, Apollo onto the dual lane, moving on to that Rama would have made a difference.
We just, I feel like still to this moment, they really just need Poseidon to get fed and get a really big ult off because one Poseidon ult can change the whole entire direction of this game. It just seemed like it's happening. I mean, what happened last time is happening again, where they're trying to get to late game, but now do they understand that if they get late game with two ADCs, they're going to more than likely just lose every team fight.
Yeah, I know for sure. I tell you what though, I really like Don't Blink's Gusto to be able to go and push down this dual lane here, or the double ADCs, and just trying to like do anything to try to make this game in their favor before that the ADCs are going to be able to pop off. But it looks like at the current pace of this game, they are going to be able to hit that at level 30 or at 30 minutes unless something changes drastically. Because you're going to get a gank right here, so you're going to try to get as much damage as possible to pick up. As the Rama is just going to be able to fall right back down. As they actually mistime it and force the Suki ulti to come out and get the kill instead, as Kalina is going to be able to do as much damage as possible to the Trinibog. Trinibog does get a really nice Aegis. It's going to be an interrupt with the stun. No stun, sorry, into the disarm. But they're just going to be able to walk out. Really nice ulti, actually, to dissuade the Kalina from going back in again, as the Outfall is going to try to go for the Poseidon. He's going to get ulted like we were talking before. Nice ulti to be able to push him up in the sky, but it doesn't matter if you're going to get popped by the entire kit. As they're going to kill Kalina right at the very end there. Trinibog is somehow still alive. No idea how he did that one. As we look at the Trinibog's HP, if we can, as they get a full cleanup from this Apollo. Unfortunately, aren't able to see the HP on Woke, but wow, that was a very, very random fight in favor of Raging Rabbats.
I will say he had 10 health. That's what I'm good. That's what I'm guessing at. 10 health.
100%.
He was true. He was just like, I surely make it out of this one. So they could have breathed on him and he would have just fell over. But I feel as if, like we said before, Alquan has to get bees. If he doesn't have bees inside of the fight, he's just gonna instantly die. And it seemed like he doesn't understand that, because as soon as he goes in, it's literally a one-way ticket. He needs to get Lono Mask, or he's just gonna keep dying to this Poseidon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's gonna have to build some serious defense if he's gonna be able to survive anything. Poseidon is gonna miss the ulti, unfortunately, but does a lot of damage. Bacchus full command to that, does get the kill. Nice punish onto that one, as they're just gonna walk away from that one. Like I said, the Bacchus is really showing up this game. An immense amount of pressure for the Rama in duo, which is still continuing right now. If you hit all three, this is a kill. As they're gonna wait it out. Misses one, uses the dash. Just gonna pull him in onto this Firemaster. Be careful, Akwang. You don't have an escape, my guy. I'm not too sure what you're gonna do for this one.
Was that a blink?
No, that was the Akwang movement. But nice to see pressure. As Shenbok ults right back in, gets the nice root Aegis on the Rama, hitting lots of auto attacks, and the Apollo ulti that's going to be coming over as well to help out on the Rama. As they are going to see it, no Rama ulti, no Rama Aegis. Can you hit it? No, you miss it. Can you get the full turnaround? Doesn't do enough, but there is going to be JD coming and cleaning it up. As Bacchus isn't going to be able to get there in time.
We completely figured out how many characters it takes to kill one Rama. It is
a huge overcommand onto his tank here, as JD's going to get a full ulti off. Does get the beads off to ignore the execute, but there's going to be a trade-off. As just going to be able to run away, as the rest of the team is going to be going for Gold Fury. As Alquang lives here, it's very much worth it. But really nice dash over top of the cripple. But you're going to die anyways because of the dive there. Unfortunately, towers don't do any damage, regardless of the buffs that occurred. And there's no ulti coming from Apollo to be able to stall here, as Fafnir is going to get a lot of damage done on him. And that's going to be the rest of the fight. I mean, they come out with a like 300 gold difference there, but this is a much closer game, and it was much more in favor of Dumpling because they get all those shutdowns onto the rest of the team. As they're going to get pick off on this Blockus here. They're going to try to get this Pyromancer as well. They don't get it. They do secure with a Poseidon, but it's a really back and forth this game.
Yeah, I feel like the big thing is going to help this team out. Simply just Poseidon. No.
Oh!
And he gets away with it.
Bro, the ankles. The ankles are broken and he just runs away. And Energy gets a kill on him. Oh, bro, you gotta hit those auto attacks, Steve. Oh, gotta hit those in chat real quick. As just gonna be constantly fighting in this match right now. This is absolutely ridiculous. Suki's just gonna be cutting off their escape right now. Nice disarm. Wants to clean up. Really nice knockup onto the Cacolin. Cacolin's gonna be transforming pretty damn soon. Lots of stuns into the execute. Has no beads because of the fight earlier. That's gonna be a nice kill onto the cleaner there. And please just get out. Stop fighting. No, we're going to keep fighting on this Chernobog into the dual lane. Everyone is just wanting to catch smoke. This is the most arena match that I have seen in the league thus far. Just kills off kills off kills. There are 23 kills in an 18-minute match right now. This is tiring.
I still think the most amazing part is when Poseidon put on his Jordans and started juking.
And they're going to Chernobog right back ult. They're going to Chernobog. I can't even speak. It's been so long. The Chernobog ulti is just going to bait out the Rama and the rotation over. As I do see all the pings onto the Apollo mid lane. And because of the Poseidon has to match all these global ultis, they're just going to have free towers. Like this Apollo is just going to split push mid like an absolute Chad that he is. Steve always trying to get to level 21 on his ADCs. Is finally going to be able to pick it up as they are going to be able to get this Poseidon ulti onto the Suki as Suki just gets absolutely blown up. Was it worth the trebuchet, good sir? I really hope it was because they have another team fight. Not a minute and a half later, after the last one, it's going to be a lot of damage coming up onto the Apollo. The Apollo is going to get absolutely bursted down by the Ram. The Ram is going to be able to try to track down with the ulti. Ulti is going to be coming up right up to hit one of them, hit two of them. Doesn't matter if you have the giant dog coming out with the bark, and he's going to take a bite out of you, good sir. As we're going to be going all the way back in, full commit onto the Chernobog. The Rama aggression is absolutely insane, and I love it so much. As the Ao Kuang decides, you know what, I'm not going to have any of that smoke. I'm tired of these constant fighting. Man, I just want to farm. As it's going to get a lot more contestion coming out onto the backline. Nice knock on the box. Box is going to be able to find onto the Chernobog, into the Fafnir. Fafnir is going to be able to just bait a little bit. Too damn tanky. You don't have percent pen, at least not enough. But this game is just back and forth, back and forth. Lots of fighting as Ao Kuang's going to be splitting for this mid tower as well. Just decides, you know what? I don't do tower to damage. I don't do damage to towers, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah, that was a really awkward fight for them to take for the Rabbits anyways. I don't understand why they went in after their jungler got sent to the Shadow Realm by a Kraken, and then they wanted to fight a 4v5.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was an interesting one. It looks like they're just trying to fight for fun. And it all started just off of stealing to be able to try to get the trebuchet on the team. And here's hoping the Rabbats will use it a little bit better than the last game, as there's going to be a Rama ulti. Can you get the timing on this one? You do not. And they're able to walk out again. That is so unfortunate from Chernobog. That is the second or third time that's happened this game. As Apollo says, I'm not having it. And he ults over and takes it himself. It looks like they're going to be able to try to get a push here onto the tier 2 tower. As you see, Kalina is going to be able to rotate over. Poseidon is going to be right onto the Chernobog. Chernobog lazy backing, knowing that they're there. And even after seeing the Poseidon decides, you know what, I'm just going to stay here anyways. As Ao Kuang TP's back in, sees if he can do anything on this Poseidon, as they are hunting him right now. And you get a really nice mez here. Really nice mez, like I called it, the beats. They're going to chase, but this Poseidon is so damn fast. He's going to show, walk out. This man is putting on his dancing shoes right now. There's no way that he's... Yes, he finally dies. Into the ultis he goes, as the box is trying to lead Lena is just going to try to 1v4 right now with the Cullen helping in the backline. I mean, it is just non-stop fighting, non-stop punching back and forth for absolutely no goddamn reason. And they're going to be able to take this tier 2 tower. Yeah, no, this is absolute chaos. This is full commit onto these fights, fighting to fight for the fun of it. That's the most amount of Fs I've said in a single sentence. Same with follow with a bunch of S's, as they are going to be able to go for this Gold Fury pickup here. They're kind of low here, so if they are not careful, this box can get a really nice knock up into Rama damage. Remember, no ultis from the Fafnir, so no immunity to anything right now. He's very, very low. So just going to dissuade them from getting off of the Gold Fury. Ao Kuang's going to play a little bit of game of chase. There's the ulti coming out of the Rama, misses all three, and that's a really important cooldown, because if you don't have that up with an Ao Kuang and you don't have beads, you're going to die.
Yeah, that's just extremely surprising that they were able to win that fight, even though CL was window shopping and got immediately cracking down his throat.
Yeah, I know, 100%. And they're fighting over the Gold Fury, which they have no right of doing. Is still, it's just vibing inside of the sky, waiting for something to happen. And there's a Chernobog ulti as well. They say, you know what? I actually want to take this fight. We're going to take this global 5v4 onto the Rune, onto the Bacchus. Bacchus is going to leap out. Ao Kuang is on the back line and almost gets popped. Really nice dash to be able to get out of that ulti. Forces the Poseidon ult. That's a huge cooldown if they decide to fight right away, as they're just going to disengage here and just fight over this Gold Fury again. I tell you what, though, if there's something to fight over, it should be an Oni Fury, especially considering Fire Giant is going to be the next target after the next team fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a great fight over Gold Fury, or they're going to go directly to Fire Giant. This is one point in time where the ADCs are going to start popping off again. They're around like 19 to 18. They have their crit online. They're just ready to take a fight. They're just going to probably focus down one of the tanks and immediately be able to take an objective off of that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we actually see a little bit of a build coming out from Chernobog this game. Last game. They're usually going to start it. This is like, they put sentries down, no one was there, and they just started right away, as the Ao Kuang is doing a ton of damage on Lina. As the calls are finally out, they say that if they are on it, can you secure this? Henry is not able to secure it. It's going to get absolutely chunked out by the Apollo, and the Fafnir is going to be able to follow up onto this one, try to get an ECC onto the damage onto the Poseidon. Poseidon is going to die, as Ao Kuang is going to turn around, use the Kukulkan, just get a free execute, and dive maybe right back in onto the Kukulkan, onto the Kleena, I should say. It is very difficult for me to watch this team fight right now. It is lagging very, very hard. This is going to be a lot of damage coming onto the Rama. Rama has the need to be able to get out of that. It's going to be a lot of relics burned, as they're going to run it down to the Phoenix. I wonder if they do still have a tier 2 tower up right now, so it's going to be some extra health and protections onto the Titan. But they are definitely going to be able to get this Phoenix pretty easily, and maybe even the other Phoenix as well, as they are going to be transitioning over to it. Yeah, and that's just going to be free Phoenixes. I mean, it was close until it wasn't. It is almost a 10k lead right now for Rabbats, as they're going to be driving this one right back home, as they're going to do as much damage as possible. Ao Kuang is able to dodge all the ultis from the Rama and get a second Phoenix, as they're just going to try to disengage here.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where we needed Poseidon to hit every single Kraken, but he just couldn't do it. And then we have Rama inside left lane, where we need him to hit every single snipe, but he just couldn't do it. This is a simple example of you gotta hit those.
You gotta hit those. And interesting enough, we actually have anti-crit coming on to the Kleena as the third item. I understand it, because there's going to be crit on the other side of the other side, but you want to be one-shotting them. And I don't see a shell and or Nemean Lions onto a double ADC comp, so it's really interesting to see that, as they do take out the tier 2 tower, as they are just going to go straight for that Gold Fury that we've been dancing around for the last 10 minutes, and pick that one up. And I can only imagine they're going to pick this one up, reset, start the Trebuchet, and just march down Fire Giant lane, and try to see if they can pick up that, as they're just going to mess around with the Bacchus a little bit, a little bit, make sure they can't get in.
Isn't one of the situations where they just did not try to calm their ADCs even though they have to. We don't
Yeah.
see any. We only see one Spectral on the enemy team. We don't see no shells. We see the Kalina trying to build protections against the ADCs when she's supposed to be the person that gets back there, throw two ults down, take 90% of the ADC's health, and they have to back off. You're not trying to like absolutely one shot the ADCs. You're trying to get them away from your objectives.
Yeah, I know 100%. And this is going to be really with fire and Oni waves. Um, there and especially with the Sukiyomi and Ao Kuang, I wonder how much gold they have in pocket if we can actually check that right now. They've been staying this entire time. Of course, Ao Kuang does have TP in a couple of seconds, and they're just trying to do as much damage as possible onto these people. Yeah, 3k in hand on the Sukiyomi. Sukiyomi does get a huge ulti. Nice CC immunity actually to be able to try to get anything off of that, as they almost kill the Poseidon as they secure a free Phoenix and an Oni fire wave coming in from the opposite side. So if there's a time to end it, it is right here and right now, because if they don't, then this would be a really, really bad throw coming from the Ao Kuang and the Sukiyomi. So here it is. Time to run it down. Paulo has the ulti. There's an Oni fire wave underneath the Phoenix, or sorry, inside of the Titan spawn. They're going to try to run it down inside. There's going to be a lot of CC on the damage onto the Cocolan. Cocolan's going to be able to try to walk out of that one. Is going to be able to walk out of the Ao Kuang. He's going to be able to chase him down. Even after the blink, actually does get the execute off. Really, really nice play there from the blink onto the Ao Kuang. He's going to get a lot of damage coming onto the Kalina. Kalina, you have anti-crit, but it doesn't matter, man. You're just going to die anyways, because it's just not enough, as they are going to be able to finish this one. Nice and easy. Ravaging Rabbats with a clean 2-0. Double ADC, man. What can you do?
And this is one of those situations that we talked about before where they had to apply pressure early and move it on to late game, which they
Yeah.
didn't do. We was talking about before, but they refused to get it, and then they pay
Mm.
the consequences.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's an interesting situation. Could have done more in terms of their builds to be able to keep up with double ADC, but I think this game, compared to last game, they definitely played a little bit better, especially Nathan Apollo. I think was not getting caught out nearly as much and actually had an impact in the games. The games that he got those kills with the Poseidon ulti, most of those team fights worked well for them, but when he missed, it went very poorly. So I think that I think Don't Blink needs to go back to the drawing board, do some more research on builds, and build theology, and push forward for the rest of the season, because they're going to need it if they're going to be playing against teams that are going to be running double ADC, especially if any team is going to be looking at this footage and realizing this could potentially be a winning counter matchup for this Don't Blink squad.
Yeah,
I mean, look at
I
the
feel,
wards from D-Res. Oh my god. No wonder you didn't have any items, man. You spent it all on wards. You didn't have an Oracle. Can we check real
21.
quick? Can we check a scoreboard? Does he have an Oracle? No. He did not have an Oracle. Uh, and wait, can you not see if they have? Oh, they can't. Oh, interesting. I thought they did. Hmm. No Lona's mask on the Kwang. Guess he just didn't need it.
Yeah.
Wasn't taking nearly as much damage as we thought. As we look at mitigated damage in a second, I wonder how much he was taking. But yeah, I mean, we do see double anti crit, but nothing coming on the Cucullin. Uh, yeah, I mean, the game was won by the better team in the end,
And
at
I
least
mean,
in this set.
they had the team comp. They just didn't have the build. They did. Poseidon did as much as he could early. Like he was putting in work. I give it to him. He had the Krakens. He had the damage. I mean, he missed a few Krakens. I mean,
Yeah.
we seen that, but I feel like overall their team played well. They just didn't build the counter ADCs. Like
Hmm.
Cocolan could have easily had a Witchblade, could have easily had a Spectral, anything, but they just they didn't learn from their past mistakes of last match, and then it reoccurred.
Yeah, and it was interesting that they decided to go for uh, the picks that they did. I really like the pickup for Bacchus if you're gonna like the dual lane in a nutshell went really, really well.
Uh-huh.
For Don't Blink, especially early on, I think that they did well, and I think Ram was putting on the chase, but it just wasn't enough. I think that there wasn't enough pressure. I mean, you just look at builds, look at gold wise, it just didn't come close. I think it would have been more beneficial to see um, them focus on a specific lane because it felt like Don't Blink was playing reactionary the entire game. They weren't playing from a front forward perspective, trying to go after objectives themselves or trying to go after picks themselves without um, contention. And I guess that's really, really difficult, especially with global ultis, to be able to respond to anything. Um, but something's got to change, and I think that they're going to really enjoy looking back at these vods and seeing what they need to do to improve because they can definitely do so.
Yeah. I feel like overall they did pretty well against the Rabbits. It was just the build. They had the characters. They lost a little bit early because the jungler was extremely aggressive. The Cleo was diving in between towers, and then she got caught out inside of her own jungle early, which costed them a huge lead until the beginning of the game. And they gave the Rabbits what they needed to actually go around and just play two ADCs with a tank that can just carry them into the finish lines.
Yeah, I know for sure. I think there's definitely room for improvement um, from both sides. I think especially considering that it was a close game in their last set, and they threw a little bit against my team, the 5Ds for uh, Rabbats, I should say. It's nice to see that they're going to be able to get a dub on this one for sure, especially now with their full roster with PT on board.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see the rabbits work on their ultimates and their communication because we had a lot of like Apollos and Trunner blocks ulting into fights after it was over or when before it even began. So they just automatically get picked out.
Yeah, I know for sure. And it looks like we're going to be able to be getting an interview here from the captain of Rabbats. I'm just going to be dragging them in here real quick. One moment. This is going to be CL Woke coming in here. Uh, welcome, Woke.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
This the
Uh,
famed booth that I've been so hyped
this
about?
is this
Oh
is
yes.
Oh
you're
God.
in the production
You already
booth,
know,
good
dude.
sir. Um, yeah, just wanted to say congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, and just wanted to know first of all what the thought process was coming into this game from last week when you played against my team. I heard that some of your players felt like you should have won, but now that you have your full roster back, I just wanted to hear what your headspace was at going into this game.
So for this game, well, after last game, I was pretty salty personally because we couldn't kill the tanks at
Yeah.
all because I was running ability ADCs and mid ran an ADC also ability, so that didn't go well. So I just decided I was gonna switch personally to auto attack gods, which I didn't want to. Um, but into this game, the team pretty much just said they wanted to tilt the duo lane as much as they could in the first game and not let Tragedy get churn. Well, we were gonna let her get churn the first round, but then they were just like, yeah, no, and we just didn't let it happen. So they were just trying to gank and make sure that, you know, we'd tilt them for the next two games if there would be a third.
Of course, yeah. And I just want to know, like, obviously, you said in that last statement that you went ability-based ADCs, uh, and it didn't go well for you. You went for auto attack ADCs this time, and clearly it worked out for you. What was the shift? What was it that the difference
It
maker on that
was
one?
I have a competent mid player, so I don't have to worry about the squishies, and my jungler's JD, so I shouldn't be trying to burst the squishies down. You know, I'm an ADC. I should be going for objectives or trying to shred the tanks
Yeah, for
most
sure.
times. So it was really just that. I just needed to play my role I guess.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, dude.
You play your role. You hit auto attacks.
I do my job, my team does their job. And we're chilling, dude.
Yeah. I got a point of correction for you, CL.
Okay.
So when you was Jing Wei, all right.
Okay, I already know what you're about to bring up. And I was so mad. Oh, dude. Nah, ask the question. Ask the question. Just do it.
So when you was Jing Wei, and Izanami just
She was
styled on
split
you with the
pushing.
Jordans on.
Dude, I
No,
was.
she teleported on you, and you was auto attacking into the tower. What was your thought
Wait,
process?
wait, hold on. When was this? I thought you were talking when she was split pushing, and then I came back and died.
No. When she teleported away from you into the jungle, and then you were just auto attacking the tower, trying to figure out where she went.
Bro, like that whole game, I kept getting her so low, and she would just get away from me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And my support pterodactyl was like, "Dude, she's right here," and I was like, "Dude, just kill her, just kill her." I was like, "Get her out of here, dude. I don't want to see it." I was like, "She's gone away at 100 health too many times this game. I'm not doing it."
Man. I feel like you improved from the last time I see you play ADC. I can't lie.
Thank you. All that stuff you've been talking. I appreciate it. I still need to get in with Spooks because I'm probably still gonna get dogged on him or dogged by him if I win against him.
You're not ready for that one. Yeah.
I just want to get. I'm just bad.
True. Anyways, we are going to bring in the captain of the team, but I just want to say thank you, Woke, for that match, and I wish you the best for the rest of the season.
Hold on. You gotta say my name, dude. That isn't my name.
CL Woke.
No. You look at Discord.
CL woke.
Oh
Yes,
my
yeah, I
god.
only see CL Woke actually.
It was a nice try, man. Get him out of here.
Okay, dude. Peace out, y'all.
Peace
All
out,
right,
Love
man.
see
you.
you later.
Dre,
Have a
you're
good
bad.
one. Oh man,
Yeah, it's fine. I removed him from the call because I'm too good.
I hate
Anywho,
that guy.
that's all right. Everyone does. All right, just gonna be quickly moving. Oh, that's the wrong person. There's Tragic. Gonna quickly move Tragic over with us over onto this call, if I'm able to, because the stupid thing. There we go. Tragic.
Hello.
Hello. Just want to say, good match, or good set, I should say. Played well in that second one for sure. I love the aggression difference from the first game to the second game, especially on that Rama. Really like that. And I just want to know, what was your team's mental going into this match?
Our team mental going into the second match was just kind of figuring out how to deal with what we were going up against. The global ults, the double ADCs. We were just trying to come up with good strategies for that.
Yeah, and it was definitely something that was very clearly an issue. And I just wanted to know if you've learned anything with these double ADCs after the first game and the second game getting shredded by both. You don't have to share any tactics that you have with your team, but do you feel like this is a good way of something that you're going to have to look out for in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. Personally, I think that this game was very educational for the team. Like we exposed some weaknesses, some strengths, and I feel like we could learn a lot from it. Going in further into the league.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's just going to be an interesting one. Do you think that there is going to be? Do you think that this is going to be something that other teams are going to look at and say that this is going to be your weakness going into future matches, or do you think that you're going to be able to solve this issue of not knowing how to deal with double ADCs pretty quickly?
Well, I think it's something definitely to be concerned with. The meta currently kind of is leaning towards ADCs. They can get that crit off with the increased health pools. It is definitely something to look out for sure. It's hard to fight against.
Awesome. Any questions from you, Trey?
Yeah. Many of my questions is for like I understand y'all discussed everything during your match and whatever. But why didn't anybody in the team consider a Witchblade, a High Dominion Lion, any of these items that could like 100% stop ADCs, a shell as an active?
I do know that we were talking about those items at least at the beginnings of the matches. I'm not sure if we just didn't get further enough in there that it didn't start to get built, but I do know those were discussed. I am not sure what happened on the other end of it though.
Hmm. That's understandable. So, there's a few plays throughout the game where I feel like you were playing like really well inside the ADC lane, using your ult to give your team enough time to catch it to you and everything to get in. But for the Cleo side, would y'all discussing with him as to why he was like being extremely aggressive, even though he was somewhat behind, and also getting his jungle stolen from him?
Well, uh, we have a whole lot of trust in our jungler and we wanted him to do whatever he felt he needed to do to get us ahead in that game, and sometimes it does mean being aggressive when you are behind. Clearly it didn't work out for us here, but yeah, I appreciate the question.
Also, mistake on my half. I thought that Tragic was the captain just because of how much of a boss queen that she is. But Nathan here is the captain of Don't Blink. Nathan, I just want to get one last question in here. Going forward for your team, and considering that you played in season one, what do you think is the biggest difference between these two seasons and the games that you're playing? Do you feel like it's been the level has stepped up and things are a little tighter, especially in that second game? Or let me hear your thoughts.
Hey, Giants. Thanks for the question. Well, first of all, I just want to say I don't blame you. I think Tragic's the real celebrity on my team as well. So I want to for the interview. To answer your question, I think a lot's changed. I think that the overall dynamic is quite a bit different, and I think you probably agree with me. Competition is really strong. You look at the Premier League, you look at the Challenger League. I think the Challenger League is more competitive than season one was for the league as a whole. I really like the changes that we made, and I really like the teams that I'm seeing. Also, just that after having a game like that, it was hard fought. It was really quite intense. But then CO Woke and JD both joined the same chat lobby, and we get to talk about it. And we get to attaboy everybody, and the dynamic, the social dynamic between the teams is really great, and I love that. So I'm very happy with all of the changes so far.
You absolutely love to hear it. I just want to say thank you for coming in for an interview, Tragic and Nathan as well. As we're just going to be closing out, is there any other words you want to say?
Only thing I want to say is that, shout out to Woke and Pterodactyl's team. They had a strategy. They implemented it really well, and I'm really impressed by that. And we're not going to be caught slipping again.
For sure.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, you two. I'm just going to move you out of here as we are going to be ending the stream. Thank you all for watching. If we missed any subs or anything like that, I don't think we had any. But just in case, I just want to do a quick shout out to everyone who was watching, as well as my wonderful cast partner, Dre, or just call me Dre, as well as our absolutely wonderful first-time caster, or sorry, first-time cammer, Swiftfish. And yeah, anything else, Dre? You want to sign us out here?
I would just like to say this. One, you gotta hit those. Secondly, Poseidon had those juke shoes on, and he's a god. Thirdly, CL need glasses because he can't hit autos. But overall, that was a great set. Both teams did amazing. I hope they have an amazing time. And thank you for letting me be here.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And I wish you all a very good night. And we shall see you soon. I believe we're going to be having some more games set up this week for Challenger and Premier. So make sure not to miss those. Hop in the Discord at the HDFL if you are wanting to join in these events, as well as there is going to be a quick announcement here about tournaments. We are going to be starting a tournament very soon. We're going to be having lots of tournaments happening for the rest of this month, as well as in future months, where you're going to be able to earn gems for not only winning, being first, second, or third in those tournaments, but also if you are part of production in any facet, including organizing or camming and casting, you will also get paid for it in gems. So just wanted to let everyone know that those are on the way very, very soon. And I will be announcing those as well onto the Discord probably tonight or hopefully soon. So that is all. Have a good night and see you later.